Thank you for tuning into the Walk in Truth Radio Network. Stay tuned for an encouraging word from Pastor, Teacher Dr. James Sutton. Let's see what Pastor Sutton has to say to us today.
Hello. This is Pastor Jay of Walk in Truth Radio Network. Hey, I just want to come on real quick. Thursday's thought. We always are looking outside of ourselves to find what's wrong with us. You know, it's easier and it's more palatable to look at everything around us, our conditions, the way we were brought up, our parents, everything that has happened in our life. And they do play a role in your life. You are some of your experiences, and part of that is true. You can look outside yourself, but the problem is you can't continue to blame yourself. You can't continue to blame outside sources for what's wrong with you today. I mean, you have to take responsibility at some point and say that you're choosing to allow these external uh, stimulus to continue to affect you in a negative way. So now it becomes you. It's up to you. You have to decide that you have to turn the tides in your own mind, in your own spirit, that you will not allow those things that have impacted you negatively to continue to impact you. Now, is it easy? Of course not, because it's easier to blame. Some people I know always tell me about what happened to them uh, and blame their shortcomings on not receiving this, not knowing that, not being exposed to this. But they've had a long life from that non-exposure to where they could expose themselves. They really wanted to learn and grow and mature and do great things. They could at any point in time decided that I'm going to go ahead and use what I don't know and gain what I need to know. You know, I'm going to accept that I don't know, that I'm ignorant or I'm lacking in that aspect of my life, and I'm going to try to go out here and grab it and achieve it. I'm going to decide today that I'm going to move forward by faith with the talent that I have and look for resources that will help me move forward. Now, what's interesting is I find out that some people get a lot of attention by being stuck. It's like they're in a mud hole or quicksand and they just reach out and people come and try to pull them out. They try to pull them out, and it seems as if the people spend a whole bunch of their energy trying to help them because they say they want the help. But in reality, they just like the attention of needing the help. They really want to stay in the quicksand as long as they don't drown. And they get a lot of attention from people who really are genuinely trying to help them, but becomes their enabler because they get comfortable with the attention that they get and they stay in the quicksand. They just stay there. They just linger there and let whatever happens, happens. And they always complaining. They're always sick. They're always this. They're always that. And eventually, by the time you wake up, you're drained because they've drained all the energy out of you because they are always feeling some kind of way about something. So you need to do a gut check. Are you that person? Are you the person that drains everybody else's energy because you want some attention and you believe it's positive intention, and really it's reinforcing that behavior of it's always somebody else's fault. It's always somebody else's reason or stimulus to the reason why I'm in this situation. And you never take ownership of the decisions that you make. What I teach is decisions are seeds, and seeds grow up to be something, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent. They're going to grow up. And if you plant a apple seed, do not expect pears. If you plant a pear seed, do not expect bananas. And I think a lot of times those people who are in that rut of being in the quicksand, they expect a different kind of seed from what they planted. The Bible is true. The world is true. You reap what you sow. So whatever you sow, that's what you'll reap. If you sow true happiness, you'll reap some happiness. Does it mean that you won't go through stuff? No, it doesn't mean that. But it means that, do you really expect to get happiness out of sowing discontent, um, being mad all the time, being upset all the time? Do you really expect to get that? And you got to ask yourself that, because a lot of people don't examine themselves. They don't sit back and look at themselves. Again, it's hard to look at yourself in the mirror. It's hard to be honest with yourself and move on from your mistakes. Some of you have made some horrendous mistakes. I know I have. My God, I've made some horrendous mistakes, some sins, some whatever you want to call them, some falling shorts. Horrendous. But I want to talk to you about instilling yourself. And if you don't have it, I want to instill that in you. If you can hear me, if you can breathe, if you can move around, if you can think, you can move beyond yesterday. You can move beyond yesterday into your today, but you got to be truthful about yesterday. You can't pretend like it don't exist. You can't pretend like you were never a person who blamed everybody else. You got to say, you know what? I have blamed everybody else for what I'm going through, but it's really my fault on some level. So now, since I choose to move forward, I'm going to leave everybody else behind. Thank you for doing whatever you've done, good or bad, but I'm going to move forward into my new destiny, my new way of thinking. And again, it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not something you're going to wake up and do a mantra every morning or paste it on the wall. You have to live out your life different than you did yesterday. Do something radical, even if it's something simple, but radical in your life. Instead of brushing your teeth with your right hand, brush your teeth with your left hand. See the experience. Feel something that's different. You know, don't eat breakfast, fast a little bit. Do It's those little things that you begin to transition into what's new for you in the day ahead of you. Some things you have to do in a pattern, but there's a lot of things that you do that you can say, you know what, I can do it a different way. I can try it a different way, and it expose you to the newness where you're trying to go. What is it that you really want to do, and what are you willing to take ownership of trying to get there? What is it that you really want to do, and what are you willing to take ownership of? Because that's a mindset that is really beneficial to everyone. When you take ownership of where you're going, when you start allowing yourself to guide you and not really depend upon a whole bunch of other people that could come along and sabotage your dreams and your goals. Now, will you need people in that journey? Yes, but then what you need to do is surround yourself with those people that are helping you move forward and not leaving you stuck, not enabling you, not leaving you in the quicksand, not allowing you to go back to that. Even though that's where you're comfortable, you have to get uncomfortable. You have to make that quicksand uncomfortable now. It has to be something that you really want to get out of. Now, I'm under no illusion that there are some that love being in that. I said that earlier. That's what you like. That's what you love. And if you're willing to face that, if you're willing to say, that's what I like, that's what I love, okay, stay there. But tell somebody that, hey, this is what I like, or make it obvious to them so they can decide if they want to deal with you or not, instead of you sucking all the energy out of them. And they're frustrated because they are thinking they're helping you and they're really not. They're just, you're cool, you're comfortable, you like complaining, you like coming in last, whatever you like, we love it. And if we understand that that's what you like, then give us the choice that this is not an emergency. There's nothing wrong with you. You are just being you. It's you. It's truly who you are. And no matter how many gurus you go to, no matter how many psychiatrists and psychologists and sociologists, you're just a person who is a melancholy person. That's just who you are. You're a complainer. Nothing is ever right, but yet still you're very opinionated. I know someone who's very opinionated and nothing's ever right. And they really are kind of narcissistic in ways that is amazing to me, because everything funnels back to them, but when they're oppressed, then they're the victim. Everybody's hurting them. But again, they're opinionated and can tell you about everything and anything and really don't know nothing. And I know that's not grammatically correct, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's amazing to me. People, I had to take responsibility for my own life, you know, especially my failures, you know, especially my falling short, especially the wrong things that I did, you know. And as much as I take responsibility for my failure, I also have a layer to take responsibility of coming out of it. Of course, mine is spiritual. I come out of it because God has helped me come out of it. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You know, I can be content. You know, I've learned to have and learned to have not. Though that was my way. Your way might be different. You know, I'm open to other ways for you, but you have to figure that out. You have to figure out that it's you. And if you want to change, now, if you don't want to change, that's fine too. You don't have to change. Change is inevitable, and you can either pitch or catch. And aren't you tired of catching all the time? And don't you want to pitch? Don't you want to have some control over the trajectory to which you rise or fall? You know, you jump out of plane and you don't open your parachute, you already know what's going to happen. But you open your parachute and they got the handles on the side. You control your descent, how fast you can go, where you go, depending upon the wind. You can control that. But you have to make up your mind. You're in control. It's you. You know, it's not up to fate. You know, spiritually, we know God is in control for those of us who understand that. But you have a lot of responsibility in the sanctifying part of your life. The salvation part, not so much. But in that journey from the time you get saved to the time you close your eyes, you play a big part in that. How you will cooperate, how you will yield, how you will understand and unpack the word of God and your relationship with God and your relationship with others. That's just part of the journey, you know. But it's you. You know, it may be you. Don't assume that it's not you. Don't assume that everybody else has something wrong but you. You know, it's you. You're making decisions. You're deciding. And if you decide that it's you, then you can make a move to get out of that and move forward and really be a blessing to some people that are trying to help you, trying to be around you. And again, it's not all about you all the time, you know. And it's just interesting how people do it. And people are interesting. You know, I'm fascinated by people. You know, I'm a person that really lets people be who they are and sit back and observe because as I see them, I also see myself. I'm not removed or better than, but I'm always examining myself to see, you know, what do I think today that I didn't think yesterday? What has moved me from point A to point B? What has made my philosophy and my thought processes change? And one of the things, and before I get off, is that truly suffering in many different aspects of life have changed my thinking more so than the successes. Because the successes come at the end of suffering, just like lifting weights. When you go to the gym, the first time you lift weights, and for the first couple of weeks or maybe days, you're really sore and you don't want to feel that pain no more. But as you get used to it, your muscles get used to it, and they begin to grow and begin to expand and begin to get stronger. You're trying to get back to that day you felt it, but now you're purposely trying to get back. The first time you didn't want it. Now you're saying, okay, I didn't work out because I don't feel the burn anymore. So you get stronger. So the same thing with life. It's like as you go through life, that pain helps mature you, helps build your character, and you can look back and then you can have more sympathy, more apathy, you know, for people and what they go through. And then you understand what you've done to contribute negatively or positively to society. And you don't think more of yourself than you should. You kind of a balanced person and uh perspective on who you are and your relationship to everything around you. And you begin to see some things and you begin to realize uh, the world will go on without you. You're not as important to the world as you may think you are, but you are important to the people that you love and that love you. So then, since you know that life is short, then why not focus on the love and the life and the happiness? Because the pain and the suffering is going to come. But it's how you deal with it, how the character in which you handle that, no matter what you go through, no matter how down you may become, if you're down in the pit, if, or you're in the outhouse, or whatever you may be doing, you can overcome it because you're going to take charge. You're going to allow yourself to to own it and deal with it with the help of God, with the help of friends, who are actually trying to move you forward, you know. And like I said, and not enablers, but true friends that are trying to move you out of the situation if you want to go, you know. But then there's some friends, again, we're gonna finish with this. There's some friends that are enablers. You know, that's what they like to do. They know what they're doing. They know. Matter of fact, they get a jolly out of you being so miserable. And it's like a symbiotic relationship. You like being miserable, and they are happiest when you are miserable, because you know how you find that out. The minute that you actually start coming out, for some reason or other, y'all fall out, and you like looking at them like, "Well, weren't you trying to help me get out?" No, not really. I really liked you when you was in the pit, and I was above you trying to so-called pull you out. But then once you started coming out, the attention got off of me and really got on you. And that means that person was not really trying to get you out. They would give you enough just to get you motivated for a minute, and then they'd fall back and let you slip back down into the pit. So, you just got to be careful. But people are interesting. People are great. People are evil. People are loving. People are people. And it's fascinating, this journey of life. And I want to encourage you to start living your life, whatever it may be, wherever you at right now. Start living your life. Start today, living your life, trying different things, doing different things. Even if it's just, if you're right-handed, write with your left hand and feel the experience of that difference. Close your eyes and try to navigate through your house with your eyes closed. Feel that experience. Take a shower and stand on one leg. Go through that experience. You may find yourself willing to challenge yourself to do different things that will energize you and cause you to go in a different direction, and leaving your past behind at the TSA point, because you can't take that with you. You can take the experience, but do not take the hurt and the pain with you to stop you. Go ahead and go into your future with your head up, with your mind focused on what's ahead of you, and don't worry about it, because you can make it if you choose. This is Pastor Jay with Thursday's Thought. I want you to be encouraged, blessed, and at peace. Remember, walk in the truth of the Lord. Please, if you like this, hit subscribe, like, and share on your favorite platform, whether you're listening to us on the podcast networks out there, Anchor, uh, uh, Podbeat, Apple, iTunes. I mean, we can be found everywhere. All you have to do is put in your search engine, Walk in Truth Radio Network, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. And again, we can be found everywhere. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Please leave a comment. You know, if it's crazy what I'm talking about, fine. I can handle it. If you think this is pretty decent, share it with somebody, you know. But I just want to encourage you, sometime it is you. And it's okay for it to be you, as long as you are doing what you want to do. So again, I hope you have a great weekend. And please, please, please love somebody, care for somebody, and watch out for your neighbor. Talk to you later. Have a great day. Peace.